It's Beer O'Clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Beinn Brewing and it's their New England IPA. Being hazy. It's 5% ABV. It's in a 440 milliliter can. And somebody left a comment in the comments box. So this is one of the little craft beers that have got the little stamp there on the can. Somebody said this is a little project between Lidl and Stewart Brewing Company. So this beer has been brewed by Stewart Brewing Company, but under a Lidl craft brand, if you like, this Beinn Brewing. So maybe going forward, maybe if this works for Lidl, we're going to see some of the craft beers that are being produced for Lidl, they're going to be put under this kind of Beinn Brewing brand. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Put a comment in the comments box. Let me know what you think's going on here. Contains barley, oats and wheat. We'll give you a price for the beer in a moment, but I'm hoping this is going to be good. So hazy, well, New England IPA should be hazy. This is looking like more of a, well, so far anyway, more of a traditional, I'd say American looking IPA at 5% ABV. It's a golden amber colour, a little bit of haze going on, 1 to 2 finger white head, slow moving carbonation rising around the glass there. Let's get the aroma. Smells okay. The aroma's okay. Like a tutti fruity, kind of slightly fleshy blood orange flavour coming through. But almost perfumed. It's almost like when you walk past a sweet shop or a sweet shop and a flower shop next to each other. You get that kind of slightly sweet flavour from the sweet shop, and then your next walking past the flower shop and you get that slightly kind of bouquet kind of aroma coming through. But there's a bit of grapefruit, there's a bit of lemon. It's an interesting one, it's definitely interesting. But I want to take a few sips of the beer so I can get the rest of the can in. I want to judge on, with it being a New England IPA, it should be kind of really hazy and it's not going to change in colour now, but it should be a lot lighter than this. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. New England IPA. I mean, it's okay. I don't think I wouldn't go as far as saying New England IPA. Definitely not. There's a lot of kind of weird things going on in here. If you told me this was a sweet bitter, right, there's that haziness, but it's not looking like it. For anybody who's watching who knows what a New England IPA should look like, that is not looking like a New England IPA. Bear in mind, again, we got to be kind of slightly mindful of price. Now, this Beinn Brewing New England IPA was £1.59. £1.59 then for a 440 milliliter glass of beer that's 5% ABV, trying to be a New England IPA. If you're a brewer watching, if you work for a commercial brewery, or if you're a brewing professional where you work for a microbrewery, you will know that trying to put a New England IPA on the shelf price being £1.59 it's impossible, isn't it? It's impossible to do. So why bother trying? This is my point with this now. If it's impossible to do, next to impossible to do, because I think supermarkets like Tesco's, Morrison's, Asda, they struggle to put New England IPA on the shelf for £3 a can. Lidl they've always competed against the top 4 supermarkets. They've always competed against the likes of Asda, Tesco's, Morrison's, Sainsbury's. Even they try and compete with Marks and Spencer's and Waitrose to a certain extent. But you can't, it's impossible. I can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to say, right, you can go to Asda, you can go to Morrison's, you can go to Tesco, and you can buy that £3 can of craft beer. Or you can come to Lidl and buy this for nearly half the price of your £3 can of craft beer. I can see what they're trying to do. But it's impossible to execute. It's impossible to execute. It's impossible to produce a decent New England IPA for £1.59 a can on the shelf. Cloudwater, Verdant, all the kind of mega trendy brewers out there probably make their beers for £3 a can, £3.50 a can. There's probably £3.50's worth of ingredients on the can, and then they go and sell them at £5, £6, £7 a can. I totally understand that, but they're decent New England IPAs. They're representative of the style. They taste glorious, some of these beers. I understand we're in a cost of living thing going on. I totally understand it. Totally understand that there's probably people out there, unfortunately, that once had a little bit of disposable income and they would treat themselves to maybe a Cloudwater or a Verdant on the weekend. But to go from that kind of level of New England IPA to then saying, okay, I'm going to pop into Lidl and try one, it's not going to work for you. You're going to be kind of scratching your head. You're going to be thinking, oh man, this is like, it's not a New England IPA. But on the other hand, if they just said if they called this a pale ale, if they called this a 5% ABV American pale ale, happy. There's some sweetness in there, there's a little bit of bitterness in there, there's a good mouthfeel, there's nice carbonation, there's no off flavours, it's slightly biscuity and bready, there's some passion fruit, there's some mango, there's some fleshy blood orange in there, it's slightly sweet shop tasting, slightly floral. You'd pass it as an American pale ale, most definitely. But to try and pass it as a New England IPA, it's a million miles away. A million miles away. So for me, I'm going to rate it. I'm going to give it... I can't give this any more than a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. If you're looking for a beer, an American pale ale at £1.59 a can in Lidl, buy that. Don't think of it as a New England IPA, because it just isn't. It just isn't. I hope you liked the video. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.